So today we're diving into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Captain America versus Luke Cage, Avenger versus Defender. Who wins? Let's find out. Born in Brooklyn, Steve was the son of a World War I veteran. He grew to be a sickly, weak, and physically unimpressive, but he still persevered and tried to do the right thing, even if it meant physical harm. He tried multiple times to get into the military because he couldn't stand others fighting while he just did nothing. Seeing his inner goodness, Dr. Abram Erskine gave him the super soldier serum, believing that he would do the right thing and wouldn't be corrupted by it. Transformed into Captain America, Steve Rogers wants freedom and what he believes is right. Thanks to the super soldier serum, Steve has incredible superhuman strength, durability, speed, and reflexes. He is strong to lift a motorcycle with 3 women on it, lift a large steel beam off a Bucky after being injured, throw his motorcycle and crush a Jeep, and throw Ultron hard enough to shatter a concrete pillar. He's even managed to hold a helicopter in place, which, good lord, just look at that. Look at his biceps. Anyways, Cap also has impressive durability. He's taken attacks from Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Ultron, Spider-Man, and was just fine afterwards. Then he's also survived this fall from a multi-story building, although the shield did absorb a lot of the impact, and survived getting blasted off the bridge, bouncing off a car, smashing into a bus, and then getting into a car crash. Steve was able to run 13 miles in just 30 minutes as a warm-up, outrun cars while he was chasing Bucky, and in combat, he's been able to dodge Ultron, evade energy blasts and plasma fire, and we've all seen how impressive his acrobatic and parkour skills are. Cap is an incredibly skilled fighter, and has been able to defeat Crossbones, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man, and has consistently taken down huge numbers of enemies with ease. Then with his shield, Steve has been able to block attacks from Thor, Ultron, and Iron Man, and has thrown it hard enough to where it breaks down doors, destroys vehicles, and can get stuck in steel. Then in the other corner, I have Luke Cage. Luke Cage, wrongly convicted and unjustly imprisoned, was altered in a failed prison experiment that granted him unbreakable skin and superhuman strength. With his street smarts and unending determination to do right, he fights for the common man. Luke's main powers are his durability and strength. He's strong enough to stop a speeding cart just by standing in its way, can crumple a dumpster, crip off and bend a car door, kick down a bolted steel gate, and he's able to knock out someone with just a tap. Like, do you know how much strength it takes to knock someone out just by tapping them on the head? Well, I don't actually know how much either, but I'll tell you it's an insane amount. And then Cage is durable enough to easily take regular punches, stabs, and bullets. I mean, he is completely bulletproof after all, and one time a guy broke his hand just by punching him. He can easily take explosions, even RPGs, and has taken Iron Fist punches before. Really, the only thing that we've seen consistently hurt him are the Judas bullets. These bullets are made from metal found during the Chitauri invasion and pierce the outer layer of the skin, then explode when inside the body. Luke actually has experienced street fighting as well, and during his time in prison, Cage was undefeated in the Underground Fight Club. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. So the most important question in this fight, and really what we're going to spend the rest of the video talking about, is whether or not Captain America can injure and take down Luke Cage before Cage takes down Cap. Because we all know that Luke can take down Steve. And this will be a roundabout way of talking about this, and I'll probably be going down several rabbit trails, but hang with me because I'll circle back around at the end. Let's start by taking a look at Steve's striking damage. Because while Luke is impenetrable to piercing objects, he has shown a vulnerability to blunt force attacks. After all, his internal organs aren't nearly as durable as his exterior skin. So first, let's see what Luke has been injured by. Cage has been injured by the Judas bullets, but obviously that isn't applicable in this fight because Steve doesn't have them. However, he has been at least slightly hurt by punches from Jessica Jones, Diamondback, and Iron Fist. Now obviously Cap doesn't have the striking damage of an Iron Fist, considering the strongest one of these was able to level an entire floor of a building, but I would argue that he does have damage output comparable to Jessica Jones and Diamondback. Now just to clarify before we get onto this, I'm not talking about physical strength here. You can make a solid argument that either Cap or Jessica is physically stronger, but this isn't a weightlifting competition. It's a fight. So we're just looking at who can punch harder. Jessica's probably greatest striking feat was when she killed a woman for one punch. You can make the argument that Jessica didn't want to do it and was still trying to hold back, but really no one wanted to do anything that Kilgrave told them to do, so it's more likely that she was going all out, and the shock of it and doing it is what snapped her out of his control. Now, a comparable feat for Steve would be in Avengers when he was training in the gym and punched a hole in his punching bag and sent it flying across the room. So through math that's been doubled and triple checked by other sources, the general consensus is that it would have taken 9,100 pounds of force to break that steel chain and send the punching bag flying halfway across the room. That's roughly the same as a car crash, and 2 times more than the force put out by a shotgun blast. And that was just during his training. So that means that Steve can punch harder than Jessica. But can he punch harder than Diamondback? Well, Diamondback was punching Cage hard enough to rock a van behind them, while Cap is strong to kick a truck, and that truck sent a person flying. So once again, I would say that Steve has better striking feats than either Jessica or Diamondback. However, none of these attacks, even Danny's Iron Fist, were enough to put down Luke. In fact, there's only been a couple of things that were able to injure him enough to knock him out. The Judas bullets, and then the shotgun blast that he took to the head in Jessica Jones. And let's just talk about the shotgun blast for a second. During their fight, Jessica took a shotgun to Luke's head and fired it in the soft spot on the brain of your head behind your chin. This blast was enough to knock him out. And not only that, but there was a massive amount of swelling and buildup in his brain to where he was having seizures from the lack of oxygen going to his brain. Luke was going to die if Claire hadn't thought out of the box and managed to save his life. And you know who can punch twice as hard as a shotgun blast? That's right, good old Captain America. Now obviously, Cage's skin is durable enough to take most punches, and it's held with a shotgun blast from a distance before, but if Steve was able to target the soft spots on Luke, like Jessica did with the shotgun, well, then he has enough power to injure Luke's internal organs, which aren't nearly as durable as his skin. And just in case anyone tries to say that Steve will just break his hand on Luke's face, well, that's just ridiculous. Steve has been able to punch Iron Man's armor and Ultron and not injure himself, and then his bones are super tough, as we saw when he made a 200 to 300 foot drop and just kept on running. And then Steve isn't just going to have his fist, but he's also going to have a shield. And this shield has been able to penetrate Iron Man's armor and embed itself halfway into Ultron's chest, where Ultron just resisted gunfire from the Quinjet moments before. And then with the way the shield works, where all the forces along the thin rim of the shield, it's actually going to pack more power in an even more concentrated area than the shotgun blast. So it might be able to injure Cage even more. But then the shield is also the perfect defense in this fight. Cap will be able to use it to block most of all his attacks, and nothing he throws is getting past that shield. I mean, it held to an attack from Thor. It can hold to an attack from Luke Cage. And while Cage would land a few attacks, Steve is durable enough to take it. He took 6 back-to-back punches from Winter Soldier on his face, and like I mentioned earlier, Steve survived being busted off a bridge, bouncing off a car, then landing into a bus, then again into a car crash. And he just walked off like a champ. I mean, just looking at that actually hurts. And we've also got to mention Cap's superior speed and agility. He'll be able to dance all around Luke and dodge a lot of the attacks that he throws. Steve's also in a whole different league in terms of fighting, because as of right now, it's looking like Captain America is the greatest fighter in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. At the end of the day, Luke's strength and durability is formidable, and it'll earn him a couple of victories. But Captain America outclasses him in literally everything else. With the shield, I believe is skilled enough and capable of actually injuring Luke Cage. Captain America wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button over just like this one every single day, and I'll see y'all next time.